Hey guys, how's it poppin'? It's me, Nish Quick Pops. The video you're about to see was one of my first on-camera videos in a very long time, and as you guys might know, when I talk on camera, I start rambling on a lot, and I don't know how to stop. That's one of my biggest flaws when it comes to YouTube. So this video is supposed to be about my 2 months experience with the Nintendo Switch 2, and it was so long that I ended up splitting it into three parts. So you're about to watch part one of that three-part long 50-minute rambling segment. And yeah, so part one of this is going to generally be mostly focused on Nintendo's communication strategy and how I'm comparing the first year of Nintendo Switch 2 to the first year of Nintendo Switch 1 in 2017. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you enjoy Nintendo Switch 2 and JRPG and Xenoblade Chronicles content, give this video a like, subscribe for all that kind of stuff, and yeah, get ready to hear me ramble, I guess. I'm enjoying the system quite a bit, but there's also things that I'm a little, I wouldn't say iffy about, but I have some reservations and some criticisms and concerns which I want to talk to you guys about as respectfully and as non-negatively as possible, because Switch 2 discussion online is pretty heated on social media, on YouTube, almost anywhere you go. It's almost like the system is like the worst thing that has ever happened in the video game industry. But it's also like really awesome. It's, for the most part, what a lot of us have wanted for the past, 8 years. I think, yeah, 8 years since the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoy content like this, casual, chill, Niche Quick Talks videos, I guess this is going to go in the Niche Quick Talks folder. Give this video a like, subscribe for more content like this. Mostly JRPG, Xenoblade kind of content. I have a lot of Xenoblade videos in the works. Just Xeno, constantly. So it's good to finally just talk about Nintendo and general gaming. So I first want to talk about why I chose to get the Nintendo Switch 2 at launch, because you guys might remember I made a video back in literally the day of the Switch 2 Direct, April 2nd. I made a video about why I am hesitant to get the Nintendo Switch 2 at launch, or why I'm worried about the future of the Nintendo Switch 2. And this is sort of like a follow-up video to that, even though 2 months is not really the future. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is declarative in terms of the legacy and the future of Switch 2 right now, but I want to tell you guys why I kind of swapped my idea and my mind about a lot of my purchasing decisions on the console itself, because I was going to wait it out till Metroid Prime 4. Who knows when the heck that game is coming out, I'll get to that in a bit, but I was going to wait till then. But I ended up getting it at launch. And the main reason why is a few days after the Switch 2 Direct, when we were all still reeling from the sticker shock of $450 for the base system, $500 for the bundle, $80 for Mario Kart. We were still kind of getting over the fact that was reality. We were still holy, oh my god, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot for Nintendo. We were still taking it in. It was still a huge deal for us. A few days later, a lot of things started to happen in terms of real world economics and tariffs and all that, and Nintendo pulled out the pre-order date, and that scared so many of me and my friends, and I was pretty freaking scared. I was like, 450 is already pushing it for me. 500 of the Mario Kart bundle, it's already kind of pushing it. I do not want to end up paying more for this system, and I was already a little flummoxed and just kind of all over the place with this, and I was like, no, I if I'm gonna get it, I guess I better get it now, because the price is only going to go up. And that was my reason for getting it now. I got the bundle, and I feel like with the way things are going, I feel like the price is gonna probably eventually go up, and that is very sad. I mean, that's not necessarily a gaming related thing, I mean, of course, like the cost of a lot of things are going up, development costs of video games themselves are going up, but like even now we can see the price of Switch 1 is going up, and that's kind of insane. So I'm glad to at least have the system right now. So anyways, I have some more notes, like how I usually do with on-camera videos. I hope I don't ramble for too long. I hope I don't do any of that, but here I go. Rambling ends up always happening with my on-camera videos. So I am noticing, and I was telling my friends this, 2024 to 2025, I guess maybe the tail end of 2024 to 2025, Nintendo communication and marketing is just very different now, and I don't think I'm really a fan of it. A lot of people are just saying, let's wait it out to see what they have to show, let's see what they have to say about things. And they're just oddly silent. And we recently had a partner showcase. It was decent, it was good, but I was really expecting at this point, 2 months into the console generation, I was expecting many third parties and Nintendo themselves to be waiting at bated breath to just show us so many more games. And I'm not usually a kind of person who's like, oh, I want to see more games, I want to see more announcements, I want to see all this stuff, because I have like a backlog of endless games to play. Because I remember rumors and speculation about Nintendo Switch 2 potentially probably going to be launched last year in 2024. And if that was the case, if that was the original plan to launch it in 2024, then what was the launch lineup going to be then? And like a lot of us are saying, 2024 launch was delayed so that third parties and Nintendo themselves can get ready and polish things up and get games ready for the next year. So everyone will be ready to announce games, everyone will be ready to announce ports, Nintendo will have like so many games ready to like be like, hey, this is why you want to own a Switch 2. And we got that at April 2nd. I love the presentation. But I was like, I'm ready for summer. Summer is where Nintendo brings out the big guns and shows us so many things. But now we're getting like rumors that third parties don't have dev kits, or many third parties we expected to have dev kits don't. I think the biggest mystery and conundrum and question that I have is Nintendo has 3 major games coming to the Switch 2 this year. I'm filming this on August 14th, 2025, and these games are still slated for 2025. And I remember a lot of, like, I watch Nintendo speculation a lot. I love a lot of the videos that I watch. I respect a lot of the content creators I watch. But, like, there's some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. I remember some people saying that, like, Nintendo doesn't reveal their holiday plans until September. And I, like, went back, because I have a good memory with these directs. I remember when I watched this direct, what was announced in this direct, what was it leading up to. Like, I remember this stuff. I just have a good memory. I just know that I do. Trust me on this. But I remember a lot of like holiday games being announced in June. That's why we're all expecting like, okay, DK Bonanza direct in June, that's fine. After DK Bonanza, in like July, late July, we're gonna get like the first party like juicy news, Metroid Prime 4 release date, Kirby Air Riders release date, and gameplay reveal, because the game has not even been shown to us. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This is the Kirby and Hyrule Warriors are the strangest, because listen to this. Kirby is a very non-Nintendo move. Nintendo doesn't always like show a CG trailer and like, oh, it's coming soon, and like they usually always show gameplay. Like, it's very rare that they do this. I remember 2019 Breath of the Wild sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, that was an exception, but every trailer after that was gameplay. Metroid Prime 4 exception, because we just saw a logo. Like, they do it sometimes, but usually, like, think about the Switch 1 era. Almost every single like big game that we were shown, we saw gameplay of it. So Kirby Air Riders, we saw a CG trailer, we're like, okay, we'll see something in the summer. We still haven't seen gameplay of it. It just doesn't feel like Nintendo to me. It doesn't feel like the Nintendo I remember from Switch 1, which was always so eager to show us why we want to get this game, you know? And then, yeah, Age of Imprisonment, we've seen gameplay, but we haven't heard of a release date. So that's a whole other kind of question, like, what is going on with this game? Is it still coming out this year? Like, we saw it again in the the partner showcase. Still no release date. Like, why did you even need to show it? And Metroid Prime 4 is a whole other thing. I'm still very much excited for this game, and I'm curious and maybe even, I don't want to say I'm concerned, but I'm just kind of confused because they showed it off in June 2024, and that's when we realized, we're like, hey, this game is like polished, this is good, this is ready to go. They're waiting for Nintendo to give them the green light to be like, release day, trailer, big blowout, mouse controls, Switch 2, all that stuff. And we saw mouse controls, we saw Switch 2, we saw that incredible treehouse. This is like one of the most beautiful looking Nintendo games I've ever seen in my life. Probably the most like visually it looks freaking amazing, guys. Like, it looks so good. I can't even describe it. But what is the hesitancy for telling us when the game is coming out? And I was like watching some other people say like, hey, if the game is delayed to 2026, that's fine. Just tell us. Tell us at this point, because you said many times now, June 2024, you said 2025. March 2025, before the Switch 2 Direct, you said 2025, later this year. And then Switch 2 Direct, again, you said 2025 with the Switch 2 edition, looks good, all that stuff. But like, I don't want to like sound like I'm expecting too much or I'm like entitled or anything, but it's kind of weird. Like, we're in mid-August. The year is closing, and I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, guys, remind me if I'm wrong about this. Like, there are instances where this happens, but like, I don't remember seeing a lot of games where the like window from like release date to release is this short. And it kind of concerns me, and I'll tell you guys in a bit after I put in new batteries on my camera because it's about to die right now. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, but like I was saying, a Metroid Prime 4, this game looks good, and like it is a visual and technical showpiece for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's got mouse controls, so you're playing it like an actual shooter and all that. It appeals to a lot of people in that way, but this is Metroid we're talking about, and unfortunately, and I know this feeling very well as a Xenoblade fan, trust me, I know it very well. Metroid just hasn't really sold as well as other Nintendo franchises or even other Metroidvanias at this point. Like, Metroid Dread is the highest selling game, somewhere in the like 3 million range. But like, I wanted Metroid Prime 4 to get the marketing lead up that it deserved. Like, you know how a Metroid Dread was marketed? Do you guys remember that? Almost every single week, I may be misremembering this. I just said I had a good memory, but I may be misremembering this. Every single week we get Metroid Dread trailer, and it got to the point where they were like almost spoiling the game. I kind of wanted them to do that for Metroid Prime 4, because a lot of us want this game to succeed. We want this game to be the highest selling game in the series, but just the technical showpiece of it, the coolness, the first-person shooter aspect of it, I don't know if that's enough. Even maybe the high review scores that it will potentially possibly get, I don't know if it's going to be enough. This game needs to be like not only shown to Nintendo fans, but shoved into the face of like people who don't believe in this game, you know? Like, that's what these like Nintendo Directs and these trailers are all about. Like, you guys know like the final Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom trailers? Or even like those, like the lead-up trailers we get to like a Xenoblade game. Like, we got it for Xenoblade 2, we got it for Xenoblade 3, we sort of got it for X Definitive Edition. I want that for Metroid Prime 4, but we're not getting it. August 14th. Like, oh god. I understand they're trying to shorten the lead-up for some of these games, and that's fine. But like I said, we would ideally know about holiday games in the summertime. And by the summertime, I mean like early summertime. So I think something is up and something is very weird, and it just doesn't feel like Nintendo to me. But it's whatever. I'm rambling too much about games. My point is, Nintendo's communication is very weird, and this sudden change, has all happened with the start of the Switch 2. I mean, I'm not saying the Switch 2 is like the cause of a lot of this, but like, I don't know. Things just feel a little weird and kind of discombobulated, but that's just my opinion. And I know Nintendo is a company you can't really predict, so like looking at patterns and all that, to me it's kind of nonsense because they can do whatever they want in the end, but that's just what I feel. I'm gonna jump ahead a bit and talk about like 2017 versus 2025 just a little bit before I get into game key cards, because I'm already realizing I'm rambling, but whatever, I'm going to say all this stuff anyways. But literally this morning I saw a video from Nintendo Forecast who was saying like we can't really compare the 2017 lineup and the cadence of announcements and reveals to 2025 because like Switch 1 released in March, the lead up to Switch 1 started in like October and then January and then March release, all that. Switch 2 was very different. It was January reveal, April direct, and then June release. So the timeline is a little different. I will give them that. But I think in general, the timeline for the year is a little off, and just the communication strategy throughout the year is a little off. And I will say, in terms of the first year launch lineup, it is decent. I think I still prefer 2017 because 2017 had a lot of variety. You had a big major open air Zelda game. You had like a Splatoon sequel. You had some ports dispersed in there, like Mario Kart and Pokken Tournament. You had a Mario platformer. You had a major Nintendo JRPG, which is one thing I'm kind of missing this year. It's whatever. I want at least like a Fire Emblem game or something. I know like Monolith Soft is cooking. Their thing is going to come a little later, but I want like some kind of like Nintendo JRPG, like a Fire Emblem. Yeah, I know Pokemon's coming. I'm not really, like, I'm kind of hesitant on Pokemon, but I wanted some kind of, like, heavy hitter JRPG like that. We got the DK equivalent with Bonanza, but then, I don't know, I just felt like the variety was more, and I feel like also, like, the impact was a little bit better in 2017 as well, because, like, Breath of the Wild impact, Mario Odyssey impact, Xenoblade 2 was, like, Xenoblade 2, I don't know, I just personally vibed with 2017 more, even though I didn't even have a Switch then. I just feel like that launch lineup was a little bit better. I enjoy the games more back then, and I understand the reasoning behind releasing the system with Mario Kart World, but it's a very financial sound reason. Like, it makes 100% sense to launch with Mario Kart World instead of Metroid Prime 4. But I kind of wish that Metroid Prime 4 was a little closer to launch. I think they might have switched around release dates, like there were some rumors about that, but I just found it a little interesting that the first few months of the Switch 2, the console we were hyping up so much, we were expecting so many games at launch and stuff, I just found it interesting that the major games that we were playing were older ports of third-party games, upgraded versions of Switch 1 games, or just Mario Kart. And there's still a lot of excitement going into this new console generation. I'm very happy about that. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's never going to be. And in some ways I'm nervous, but in many ways I'm excited. So yeah, how has your first 2 months been with the Nintendo Switch 2 if you guys have purchased it? What games have you guys been playing? What do you guys think about Nintendo's weird communication strategy? What do you guys think about how this year has compared to the Switch 1's first year in 2017? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. This is Initial signing off. Have a great day. Go play some great games today on your Nintendo Switch 2. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Hey guys, this is Nish Quick. Thank you so much for watching that video. And if you enjoyed it, check out these 2 videos on the left and maybe subscribe if you haven't on your way out. And big shout out to all my channel members whose names you can see on the screen right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.